Oh, you caught me celebrating out. Well, actually, I'm just happy for this year because, as you know, this is the start of another decade, and with the Philippine Guild of Watercolorists, this will be an exciting time to stick around and move forward to your watercolor journey ahead. And if you're not wondering why I'm excited, you definitely need to be excited as well, because today is the first episode of a new premiere of the infotainment series slash watercolor journey or slash watercolor discovery for you guys out there who's been watching. And we named this segment Water and Technicolor, by the way. So, for the first episode, we're gonna be teaching you some new techniques in regards to watercolor painting, and of course, improving your skills as a watercolor artist out there. For those who've been starting their watercolor journey and don't know yet what to do, the first episode is premiered just for you, so you can start ahead, go get those brushes, those paints, paper, and of course, we're gonna start our watercolor journey by exploring this venerable medium of one of the most difficult formats. So stay around, get those brushes rolling, and start watching. Welcome. In today's lesson, we are going to learn about tonality and how it relates to watercolor, especially in watercolor painting. I will now use a watercolor paint from Daniel Smith, which is the Prussian blue. The Prussian blue is a very strong color from its mass tone and very light one in tints. Watercolor is essentially a transparent medium, and we can further show that by doing this small exercise. We also need a piece of paper, and I have a Bauhaus 200 GSM academy grade paper that we need to mount on the board. We will also need some brushes. A flat brush or a round mount brush can be used for this exercise. We also need a separate mixing bowl to put our paint. For the first color, we add just a little bit amount of water and use the full strength of the color from the tube. We begin this process by painting a stripe from the top to the bottom. With the first stroke of paint, we can see that the color is mostly saturated and almost dark. We increase transparency and lessen the tonality by slowly adding water as we paint out our swatches from left to right. As you can see, the paint achieves a smooth transition from a dark and deep mass tone to tint with each addition of water. With practice, this can be a good exercise to familiarize ourselves with the color, with the ones that we are using in our watercolor painting. On the final part of this exercise, you can see that as each stroke is increased with water, the transparency further enhances until to a point that it is almost just a small stain left on the paper. Looking from the left side to the right side, we can show that the transparency of watercolor is directly related to how much water you use in your paint. Wow, that was fast, you know, but it need not to be difficult for the first timers out there. So, when you watched it, did you paint along with it? I know it could be such an easy task, right? But you never know until you try. So why don't you go ahead and get your brushes, your paints, and your paper and start practicing, because after 4 episodes, we're gonna do some real exercise, some real paintings. It's gonna put your talents to reach better levels, reach higher notes, better skills, more enjoyment. And of course, see you guys in the next episode. That's all the time that we have. See you guys, stick around, and let's get painting.